What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in. I actually am hosting a webinar just trying to help people scalp, right? So if you are having problems scalping, right, let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper, do some top-down analysis, and try to find some good entries and exits and how we can find effective, efficient, proficient ways in how to make and obtain money within the Forex market, right? So pretty much what I like to do to help, people find successful ways in trying to scalp. If I were to try to scalp, I would look for opportunities where you're finding big impulse moves, right? So within this daily candle that we see on NZD, USD, New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, we can see that on January 15th, we had a bearish candle of about 99 pips, right? Now, successfully, we can see that if we look to the now on the left, we look to the right a little bit, this daily candle that we have starting to form on January 20th, 2021 is looking like it will take the entire day to maybe, if not necessarily, reach all the way to the top, which is the 97 pips at 72,249. We have potential to at least have exhaustion around 71, 750-ish or so, right? So successfully, what I do, bust down to a 4-hour time frame. Now we'd like to mark some levels, right? All right, so obviously, people like to mark over here at the top. You can mark your 4-hour resistance level. So would you necessarily like to take the trade from here? You can take the trade from here, right? You know that you can necessarily look to exit. So if you're looking for, and go ahead and I'll put this a little bit smaller, right? Scalpers like to look for 1-to-1s or 1-to-2s, right? So if you're looking for a, necessarily would be a, a 1-to-2 or whatever like that, right? We'll go ahead and on a 2-hour time frame, we go to a 15-minute time frame just to kind of bust down a little bit. Well, your job to do on a smaller time frame is to go ahead and monitor the price action, right? So some candlesticks and preferred price action candlesticks that I like. Just do this a little bit, right? So I like the dojis, I like the hammers, and then just off the top of my head, what else is one? Dojis, hammers, dojis such as hammers / inverted hammers, dojis such as the spinning tops and bottoms, right? Preferred price action, patterns that I, like to look at: double tops, double bottoms, head and shoulders, right? I'm just giving you guys a brief example, right? So successfully, what I would like to do and just share with people is that you kind of have to do things that work with you and work for you, right? So when price gets to kind of these levels, if you're trying to become a successful scalper, right? One thing that I would do, I would not enter this trade manually. What I would do, I would actually, go on my MT4 account. I literally would manually, have a buy stop at wherever we're at. What is this? 0.71, 420 or something like that, right? The stop loss would literally be super tight because, we're scalping, right? So we wouldn't have a 2-pip stop loss, but we'd have, I think, like a 5-pip stop loss. So it'd be like 37. And then our TP1, or just our TP in general, would be right there at the top. It would be the 0.71, 520, right? So that's like how you would catch your 2-to-1 right there, right? So literally, if you were to enter this trade, I would look for something like this. Would look for my, my beautiful price action patterns, and I would look for a buy stop, right? Now, it's on a smaller time frame. It's on a 15-minute time frame. I'm being honest, though. I think that is the most effective way to trade. No, if you're looking to, compound and do things, if you're looking to compound and kind of have like automated trading, which is, where people start getting confused with like the AIs and all of this other bullshit. You know what I mean? You don't need all of that stuff. Like you guys can trade yourself. Um, other ways where people could trade, right? So we have this level marked as resistance. Now we see that this is live. Price is pushing up here. We know that the fucking pair is bullish overall. This is nothing new. We've established a trend overall. We've even broken it down that yes, just because we've had 7 bearish days versus the 5 bullish days that we've had in January so far, we still have a few more days of the month to go. Not only that, we're a little bit more than halfway in. We know that this week is going to be super volatile. We know that Wednesday is a volatile day overall in the market, so we can start putting pieces together. When price gets to the level over here, when we break over here, that you're probably gonna have something like that, and then you ride the next wave right here. This is what scalpers do. They ride the candles. Now what I would suggest, and trying to make you guys not turn from scalping, but look at the picture overall. I don't care how big your account is. The reason why you're scalping is because one, you're over leveraging in the first place. If you can enter a trade at any of these positions and understand that if price is coming down here now on the higher time frames, if you were to have this marked as a scalper, right, you have this level marked down here, right? If you were to enter, say, all right, cool, now I scalp this position down here, right? And this is how you become better as a trader. And like I said, this should be a hit. This will be one of those hidden gems, right? I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not here to, make friends. I'm here to be honest with you all and make you a better trader overall, right? So if you're asking me for my opinion, this is what's going to make you better as a trader, okay? So a lot of people have their charts, and nothing wrong with this, right? But you don't see me having these many positions on my charts, right? At least these small positions like this, right? So, a scalper's chart, if they are documenting their trades, will look something like this, right? Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, so a scalper during this, this is probably a daily candle right here on the upside, right? So on this daily candle right here, or within 2 days or something like that, within 2 days, they would have scalped in you for 19 pips, for 23 pips. So 19 and 23 is, on top of my head, 42, and then, so for 59 pips overall, so to say, call it 60 pips, right? You would have taken 3 positions on Inu and scalped for 60 pips, right? Now, what an effective person does is learning, and I hope you guys are actually paying attention, because this is what helped me become a better trader overall, all right? So you've taken these 3 positions, all right? So trader has taken 3 positions, 3 scalp positions, and there's nothing wrong. I'm just explaining to you something. Trader has taken 3 scalp positions for a total of 60 pips overall, right? Okay, cool. Now that happens over here. Wow. Now you end up scalping for this 10 pips that you're looking for on this NU. However, the fact is, what I'm trying to say is that look at this, right? Now we press our replay button real quick, okay? So now if your chart's like this and you're doing your preparation for the week ahead, you should keep this on your chart if you are a scalper or any trader in general, just so you understand the trades that you have taken and whether they've played out successful or not, okay? So now that, you do your due diligence and you say, all right, cool. Now that I've taken these 3 trades in the past, and they've netted 20, netted 20 pips. If I take a look at this on the daily time frame, right? If I take a look at this on the daily time frame, you can kind of see how choppy this is, right? But look at something, for instance. Every time you've entered on this trade, when you entered this trade on a daily time frame, you entered literally at the open of that. If you were to hold it just a little bit longer, you could have rolled this for the 60 pips that you caught total on 3. You could have caught it literally, if you left the runner, you could have caught almost 50 pips on one position. The next day, if you were to enter your scalp position and hold it a little bit, right, you could have caught another 50 pips, right? So now within 2 positions that you could have caught, you could have already increased your, your, not only your win percentage, but your profits overall, right? So This is things that you learn, right? Now you can't do anything about that right now because price has already passed, right? So what you can do is plan ahead for the future and plan accordingly, right? So we press the play button. Sorry, did I press play? Okay, right. So we press the play button, and then what we do as traders, we like to trade from levels that we are most comfortable and familiar with. I don't care if no one tells you that and shares that with you, they're lying, right? So now what you can do is, right, now that we've taken these 3 successful trades over here, right? Now I'll change this over here to like a green. So no, that's an ugly ass green. Change it to like orange or something like that, right? So now trader realizes they miss other opportunities while looking at previous trades from the previous week's trades or whatever like that, right? So now what you would do, and what I would suggest to do, right? You follow along with your trade. You open your chart, you have your level mark. Now, when price gets down here, price may not necessarily get all the way down here, right? But like I said, when you open this to the daily time frame, you knew that price, once it got down here, was going to go up at least 10 to 20 pips, all right? So now you do due diligence. You open 2 positions, all right? You open your normal scalp position for the normal lot size that you normally trade. Then you open a smaller lot size. You scale down a little bit, and then you teach yourself, you know, what it is, the patience to hold a little bit longer. This way, it takes a lot less stress off of you. Because the scalpers, I get it. You want to get in and you want to get out, right? But then you have so many fucking stress factors, you know, aligned with that, and it doesn't necessarily give you the right opportunity, right? So realizing you're going from scalping to intraday trading, which is literally just a few more pips, right? So if you're scalping from 10 to 20 pips, there's nothing wrong with going for the 20 to 40 pips, right? Make sure that you set your stop loss and profit. If you guys are learning anything, if this is, you know what I mean, making any sense, or if I'm not making any sense, by all means, you know, write something. But I think you guys are paying attention. I think you guys are actually liking this information, which is good. So, right. Now, going back to, you know, we're on the daily time frame. Let's go down to a 4-hour time frame, right? So going down to a 4-hour time frame, right? Now that you become the scalper, you've already taken if you've taken this position as a scalp, you know that you're almost nearing your TP. What do? You cut off, you know, some of your partials if you want. You move your stop loss accordingly, you know, wherever you want to in profit. And then what you do, you monitor, right? So what you can do secondly, now we're off of the fact that we're scalping. We're trying to just look for the intraday trade, right? So now if we look for the intraday trade and we say, all right, so I'm scalping. I got no problem scalping. And I think that I can wait, you know, X amount of minutes, right? If you can wait 15 minutes for a trade, you can wait 30 minutes for a candle to close. You can wait 45 minutes, which is 3 15-minute candles. Then you can wait an hour, right? So if you can enter this trade, right, at the same way that you enter on your scalp position and just wait for the entire hour. This doesn't always happen, right? This way, now you've entered 2 positions successfully, right? So follow along. Last week you entered 3 positions, you netted 60 pips profit, right? This week you've entered 1 position already and you've already gotten 50 pips. Okay, now you're comfortable with that. You're looking to see, you know, realizing the price is over exhausting right there. Now you can do 1 of 2 things. You can set the buy stop, so you know you feel like you don't miss it because it's obviously looking like on the daily time frame once again that we have all of this, you know, body of the candle to fulfill, right, to the upside, but it's not always guaranteed, right? So you know what is guaranteed is making sure that, you know, you are at least taking some partials and taking what at least the market gives you, right? So with that being said, you know, you could target the 40 pips right there, or what you could do is, you know, look for when we scale down to the 1-hour time frame, right? Excuse me, the 1-hour time frame. You could look literally to just ride that right there. You know, you could try to hold it for 2 hours. You could try to hold it for 3 hours. You know, so on and so forth, right? So it all comes with the territory. What I will tell you though is that the most successful scalpers you see have been practicing that for a long time. You know, it's not something that happens overnight. They have a strict trading regimen and they stick to it, right? The most successful scalpers that you've seen, you know, they've been doing this for a long time. You know, they know what works for them. They take no more than 1 or 2 trades. They're in and they're out, no matter if they win or they lose, because they know that there's always a trade to, they know that there's always trading for tomorrow, right? So, you know, over here you have the scalper versus the intraday trader, right? That's all I can say. So, yeah, no one saying anything. Forex Fargo checking out.